Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, how many of you have been telling friends and family in the last couple of days, I told you so, I told you so. Oh, if I can do this without falling. I told you the economy's gonna collapse. I told you the banking system, this fractional reserve, fake fiat money is gonna all come crashing down. I told you that the banks aren't safe. I told you so. How many? Probably a few of you have. I suspect anyways. Oh, doesn't look good. They're trying to save it. Right now, as we speak, they're trying to save it. At least that one bank. They are doing an auction where people, institutions can, submit their bid. I saw that the Bank of London has submitted a bid to buy out SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, and their hopes, at least according to what Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell and Federal Reserve and everyone is saying, that they can sell this bank tonight. Like, this would be a quick sale. They'll sell this bank tonight, and tomorrow morning they can announce that, all is well. Yes, we lost one bank, but not really. I mean, we didn't really lose it because we sold it. I mean, it started to get a little crazy, but it was sold, and everything's okay. That's probably going to be the story that they are telling. But here's the thing. The cat's out of the bag now. People seeing how quickly a bank can collapse. I mean, it went from business as normal and usual to complete insolvency in really just a few hours. It happened very rapidly, and part of that, I think, is just because of this this internet age that we're in. Things, the news travels fast now. One bank has a line of people outside trying to get all their money out, and it gets on Twitter, and now the whole world sees it within seconds, and they're all thinking, you know what? Maybe these people know something we don't know. Maybe I need to withdraw my money. There's people taking their, selling their Bitcoins and stuff. Oh man, maybe I need to be doing the same thing. And then you have this cascading domino effect of people reacting to what's going on. And it's possible that that's simply all that's happening, but there are other things. This has all been done on for a reason, and maybe it's happening faster than they would like it to happen, and so maybe that's why the Federal Reserve is trying to put the brakes on this particular bank going under. Who knows? Maybe it's happening a little too early, that they're not quite where they want to be with forcing CBDCs down our throat. That will eventually happen, but maybe it's not right now is the time. And so it could be that things are just moving a little faster than they want. They gotta put another Band-Aid on that bubble before it blows up, because eventually that bubble's gonna pop. So they gotta put another Band-Aid on it. But more and more people have realized how ridiculous our whole system is, and how fragile it is, that it could just happen at a moment's notice. And even though tomorrow may not be the big bursting explosion that some people have predicted, including myself, that eventually that's going to happen, but tomorrow may not be the day. It could be. Tomorrow absolutely could be. The markets could open tomorrow, and we could watch, just this massive sell-off. I think it's very possible to see a 10% correction just tomorrow alone. And we could, start seeing videos being shared all over the internet of people tomorrow when the banks open lining up like it's some kind of Black Friday sale to get all their money out. That's a very real possibility. And even if it's not a mass amount, even if there are some people that buy into this whole, well, we've sold it, so it technically didn't go under, so it's okay. There's still going to be a lot of people. There already has been, and there's most definitely going to be a lot of people over the next few days try to take their money out of banks. So regardless of what the FDIC and the Federal Reserve and U.S. Treasury and the global banking cabal has in store, things are definitely have been put into motion. It's happening. And I guess it's okay to start telling people I told you so. I mean, myself and many others have been on here and other places for years now saying that you can't keep this fake system up. At some point, way back in 2008, I was saying then, I remember telling people, they should have just let it fall. They should have just let it fall. And yes, it would have hurt a lot of people. A lot of people would have lost money. It would have been bad. But now that they're bailing it out, and this is what I was saying back then, they're bailing it out, they're going to put some more Band-Aids on it. And eventually, that bubble, it's going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it bursts then, it's going to be absolutely catastrophic. One of the things I've been talking to you folks about a lot over the last few months, of course, is stocking up because inflation's one of the reasons to stock up. I cannot see any other way right now that inflation, real inflation, not what they tell you, not these bogus, ridiculous numbers that they tell you every month, but real inflation, it has to just keep going up. I mean, it's been going up. But after this and seeing what's happening and the loss of faith in the system, I'm pretty sure it's just going to get worse. So keep stocking up, folks. Keep buying the food because you'll have odds are that we won't see a complete collapse of the dollar and all the whole system tomorrow. So over the next few days, if you're able to, if you have a little extra money, you should be able to go out and do some more stocking up. Same thing with gold and silver. It's very possible because gold and silver did spike just a little bit on Friday when all this was happening, and I think the markets open this evening. It's very possible we could see an increase in both of those. I don't personally think we're going to see the real numbers. I think that they're going to try to suppress the real value of gold and silver for a little while longer. But it's very likely that we could see, a 5+% increase, 5 to 10% increase in gold and silver. So if that's something that you have been planning on purchasing, right now might be a time to do it before those markets open and the prices start going up even more. Because right now, gold and silver is still reasonable. I mean, it's not as low as it was a few months ago or even a few years back, but it's still within a reasonable price to be converting your fake Federal Reserve notes into gold and silver. So that might be something you also should do. And then, of course, all the other things, the bullets, they're really good price right now, ammunition. And so while your money still has some value, it might be a good idea. I'm not telling you to go in debt, mortgage the house, and all that kind of stuff. Or make things difficult for you and your family financially. I'm just saying that that window of opportunity that I have mentioned several times that we have still right now to actually be preparing and not just in a state of, readiness, that window might be getting a little bit smaller, that window of opportunity. So keep that in mind in the next coming days. Like I said, gold and silver could start seeing an increase starting tonight. And then just other things, just the availability of money. There could be bank bail-ins, which is something that hasn't been talked about a whole lot in the last few days, which is interesting because just a month or so ago, the video kind of was passing around of the FDIC, one of their recent board meetings. The FDIC was openly talking about the very real possibility of bank bail-ins in 2023. That how they would handle it, how they would deal with the PR of bank bail-ins this year. That's a very real possibility. If we start seeing a cascading event, this systemic, which is what they're saying, they're wanting to keep the infection down on these bank collapses and bank runs. It's very possible that you could see some bank bail-ins, which is just a simple way of saying, not a simple, it's a fancy way. It's their fancy technical way of saying, we're keeping all your money. Yeah, all that money that's in your account, well, now it's ours. I mean, we'll give you like this little IOU that eventually, you can have your money back. Except you probably won't ever. We'll give you an IOU, and then we'll just hold on to your money. And we'll say that that's what's keeping us solvent. Folks, been warning you for a while. I hope some of you and a lot of you have been listening to myself and others, because it's getting real. I talked about it over on Patreon today, about how if I was a foreign adversary and I had any intentions whatsoever of in the future doing some kind of cyber attack on the United States, man, tomorrow morning would be a beautiful time for that. If I was a bad guy doing some kind of cyber attack on our banking system, right now it would be a really bad time for that to happen, because along with all the other uncertainties and problems with the banking system right now, a serious cyber attack would just absolutely be devastating, I would think. Is this the big one? Is this the one that's we'll be looking back, months and years down the road when we're, living in ghettos with rags, or we're little bands and tribes of people, out in the woods surviving on our own? Will we look back on this day and say, I remember that day. That was the last day of normal times. Maybe not. And maybe it's not quite that extreme, but I think that definitely significant things will start happening when it comes to the economy. They have to start moving things around and changing things so that they can bring about their CBDC. And that's getting really close. That's getting very close. So none of this is really too shocking. I am surprised at how quickly it happened, but in the end, it's not shocking at all. And you folks, hopefully many of you, most of you, have been getting ready for this anyways. So don't let it bother you. I've had several people say, I'm good, I'd already taken all my money out and haven't been using a bank for a while. And so if you're in that boat, or you're at least down that path, good on you. Keep stocking up. Like I said, food, toilet paper, bullets, and probably gold and silver might be the first thing with all this increase. Keep looking at it, because times are changing pretty fast, folks. If one of the largest banks in the United States can go completely under in just a few hours, I don't think that anything's too big to fall right now, even all the way up to JP Morgan Chase. And they've been having problems. I saw a number just today that a combined, I can't remember the exact description, but basically of funding problems, of loan problems in banks, in American banks, is at somewhere in the number of $620 billion. That there's a big funding problem. And so there's a lot of banks that their heads are on the chopping block right now, which means a lot of people, and that's businesses, that's individuals, that their money is in these banks that could go under. And what do? It's like losing money in the stock market or in the Vegas, card tables or something. What do? Just keep getting yourselves in order, folks. Stocking up, getting prepared, doing the things that you've been doing for a while. Just put more intensity in it, because things are moving along right now at a pretty good clip. It's time to get your houses in order. Time to prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Throughout all history, precious metals have been the one solid asset that has held their value through banking failures, hyperinflation, and financial collapses. Visit the link below to moneymetals.com to find a wide variety of silver and gold to secure your wealth with real money. When I purchase online, I choose moneymetals.com because of their fast and secure service and competitive pricing on a wide variety of precious metals. moneymetals.com in the link below.